State's Exhibit J, Leo Frank Trial Brief of Evidence, 1913. Affidavit executed by Minola McKnight for Solicitor Dorsey as follows. State of Georgia, County of Fulton. Personally appeared before me, a notary public in and for the above state and county, Minola McKnight, who lives in the rear of 351 Pulliam St, Atlanta, Georgia, who being duly sworn, deposes and says,
On Saturday morning, April 26, 1913, Mr. Leo Frank left home about 8 o'clock, and Albert McKnight, my husband, was there Saturday too. Albert McKnight got there, I guess, about 1:15 p.m., and Albert McKnight, was there when Mr. Leo Frank come for dinner. Dinner is what they called lunch back then, which was about 1:30 p.m., but Mr. Frank did not eat any dinner, lunch, and he left in about 10 minutes, 1:40 p.m., after Mr. Leo Frank, got there. Mr. Leo Frank come back to the house at 7 o'clock that night, and Albert McKnight was there when Leo Frank, got there. Albert McKnight had gone home that early evening, but he come back. I don't know what time Albert McKnight, got there, but he come sometime before Mr. Leo Frank did, and Mr. Leo Frank eat supper about 7 o'clock. And when I left there that night about 8 o'clock, I left Mr. Leo Frank there. Sunday morning, I got there about 8 o'clock, and there was an automobile standing in front of the house, and I didn't pay any attention to it. I saw a man in the automobile get a bucket of water and pour into it. Mr. Leo Frank's wife, Lucille Selig Frank, was downstairs, and Mr. Emil Selig and Mrs. Josephine Selig were upstairs. Albert McKnight was there Sunday morning, but I don't remember what time he got there. I called them down to breakfast about 8:30 a.m., and I found out that Mr. Leo Frank was gone. Mr. Emil Selig and Mrs. Josephine Selig eat breakfast, but Mrs. Lucille, Frank didn't eat until Mr. Frank come back, and then they eat breakfast together. I didn't hear them say anything at the breakfast table. After dinner, I understood them to say that a girl and Mr. Leo Frank were caught at the office Saturday. I don't know who said it. Miss Lucille, Mrs. Frank, and Mr. Emil Selig, and Mrs. Josephine Selig, and Mr. Leo Frank were standing there talking after dinner when they said it. I understood them to say it was a Jew girl. On Tuesday, Mr. Leo Frank says to me, "It is mighty bad, Minola. I might have to go to jail about this girl, and I don't know anything about it." Sunday, Miss Lucille said to Mrs. Selig that Mr. Frank didn't rest so good Saturday night. She said he was drunk and wouldn't let her sleep with him, and she said she slept on the floor on the rug by the bed because Mr. Leo Frank was drinking. Miss Lucille Selig Frank said Sunday that Mr. Leo Frank told her Saturday night that he was in trouble and that he didn't know the reason why he would murder, and he told his wife to get his pistol and let him kill himself. I heard Miss Lucille Selig, Frank, say that to Mrs. Josephine Selig, and it got away with Mrs. Josephine Selig mighty bad. She didn't know what to think. I haven't heard Miss Lucille say whether she believed it or not. I don't know why Mrs. Frank didn't come to see her husband, but it was a pretty good while before she would come to see him, maybe 2 weeks. She would tell me, "Wasn't it mighty bad that he was locked up?" She would say, "Minola, I don't know what I am going to do." When I left home to go to the Solicitor General's office, they told me to mind how I talked. They pay me $3.50 a week, but last week they paid me $4, and 1 week she paid me $6.50. Up to the time of the murder, I was getting $3.50 a week, and the week right after the murder, I don't remember how much she paid me, and the next week they paid me $3.50, and the next week they paid me $6.50. And the next week, they paid me $4, and the next week, they paid me $4. 1 week, I don't remember which one, Mrs. Selig gave me $5, but it wasn't for my work, and they didn't tell me what it was for. She just said, "Here is $5, Minola." I understood that it was a tip for me to keep quiet. They would tell me to mind how I talked, and Miss Lucille gave me a hat.
Is that the reason you didn't tell the solicitor yesterday all about this? The Miss Lucille and the others who told you not to say anything about what happened at home there?
Yes, sir.
Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And that's the reason you would rather have been locked up last night than tell?
Yes, sir.
Has Mr. Pickett or Mr. Cravens or Mr. Campbell or myself influenced you in any way or threatened you in any way to make this statement?
No, sir.
You make it of your own free will and accord in their presence, and in the presence of Mr. Gordon, your attorney.
Yes, sir.
Minola McKnight. Sworn to and subscribed before me, this 3rd day of June, 1913. Gay C. February, Notary Public, Fulton County, Georgia.